as you can tell from the thumbnail of this video, today we are going to be looking at a brand new franchise, or a franchise I've not done any videos on before, and that is Star Wars. Now, Star Wars I have loved for years. I used to watch the movies on VHS and I absolutely it's a franchise I really love, so I hope that you guys love this content as much as I've enjoyed making it. And as I often do with all the franchises that I'm looking at, we're going to start with the most hated characters. Now, some of these I think you will agree, some of these I found a little bit surprising. So the first one we're going to go with is Jar Jar Binks. So he appears in The Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith. So he's hated because he's goofy, he's jarring, and he's racially stereotyped. Many fans felt he was just really included for comic relief, and he actually detracted from the film's more serious tones. Now, I don't like him. I find him irritating as a character. And I know that he is actually one of these more hated characters, so I'm not surprised that this is on the fan list of hated characters at all. Yeah, he definitely does grate me up the wrong way. So moving on to Anakin Skywalker. Now, these are the young and teen years, not the later years. And this particular version appears in Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith. So he's hated because the young Anakin was actually seen as really whiny and really out of place. The teen version was criticised for wooden acting and awkward dialogue, especially his infamous "I don't like sand" line. So I actually really liked the young Anakin played by Jake Lloyd. I thought it was really good. I think it's quite a tricky role to play. You are someone who is created without a father. You are someone who is being in slavery, I think, their entire life, but then you find out that you potentially have this ability. It's a lot to process, and I think it's quite a complex character to try and play. Now, with the Hayden Christensen one, yes, I kind of understand where this is coming from, but at the same time, the awkward dialogue, I think you could just say that's just a teenager being a teenager. And the wooden acting, I think anyone can be accused of that when they're young, and this is potentially one of the first films that they've done. So I don't think that's a fair comment. I didn't mind young Anakin. Teen version isn't my favourite. I definitely prefer how Hayden Christensen takes him like towards the end when he goes dark. It feels a bit more like he's relaxed into the role a bit more. But yeah, I don't hate him. I don't think it's fair that he's on this list. The next one did surprise me, and that is Rose Tico. So she's in The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker. Now, she's hated because some fans felt her subplot in The Last Jedi was unnecessary. It detracted from the main narrative. But much of the backlash was actually quite toxic, and it led to a broader conversation about fandom behaviour. Now, a lot of this unfortunately comes down to racial issues as well, which just isn't on. I really liked Rose. The thing that I struggle with in a lot of Star Wars, and it seems silly because I know this is the premise, is that the whole thing was constantly about Luke Skywalker or the Skywalkers. And even when Rey came back and found out she was a Palpatine, she was like, "No, I'm a Skywalker." And I'm like, oh god, that was so annoying. Like, she could have changed the narrative for Palpatine. That would have been such a cool story. So having Rose and having her story actually gave her some depth that I really liked. It gave another layer to other characters because other characters had families and had other things going on. So it was nice that she actually had that, and I thought she was very well played. I like her as an actress, so yeah, I don't like her on this list. I don't think she deserves to be here. Next, we have Vice Admiral Holdo, who appeared in The Last Jedi. So while she's hated, so many fans questioned her leadership and communication style, especially her refusal to explain her plan to Poe. Some viewed her as needlessly confrontational. I think she came across as strict, and maybe not strict, maybe that's the wrong word, but she came across, she was an admiral, that was her role, that was how she came across. So I don't think that she needed to really be in here. Poe was not an admiral, was he? He was a lower rank, I believe. And again, I'm pulling from information that's not quite at the forefront of my mind. In what real world scenario, I know this is sci-fi, I get that, but in what real world scenario would an admiral explain a plan to a captain? Was it necessary? Maybe? I don't know. Did we just want Poe to be involved because we liked Poe? Let me know what you think below. But if you look at it from a real world application, maybe this wasn't real. Maybe she wouldn't have actually explained her plan if this was real. I don't know. I'm not convinced. We then have General Hux, who is in The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, and The Rise of Skywalker. Now you'll notice all these ones so far have been from the newest seasons, or the newest movie, sorry. So General Hux is seen as a caricature rather than a serious villain, especially after becoming comic relief in later films. I don't know if I agree with this caricature thing. I did find him a bit confusing as a villain, I'm not gonna lie, because he was something of nothing, I felt. I didn't really click or resonate with him as a character. I didn't find him that convincing as a character, but that's just me, that's just my experience watching it. I know that he then tried to turn, didn't he? It's been a while since I've watched this one. To be honest with you, my favourite films are the original trilogy, so they're the ones I watch a lot more than these ones. But yeah, I'm not sure. I understand why fans didn't like him. I just didn't connect with him as a character. So whether I would say I hated him, no. I just preferred the scenes where he wasn't in them, basically. And the last one, which was on this list, now I can't make comment on this. I've not seen the Clone Wars. I tried, I struggled, I'm not gonna lie. And this is Zero the Hutt. So he's hated because he's considered annoying and tonally off, with a high-pitched voice and bizarre mannerisms that made him difficult to take seriously. Now, if that is true, then yes, maybe I would actually feel the same, I don't know. But like I said, hands up, not seen the Clone Wars, probably won't try to watch it again, so I can't really comment on that one at all. But guys, that is the list of characters in Star Wars that are hated by fans. You know my thoughts on them. I don't think there's anyone I can think of on the top of my head who I would put in here. Even though you've got the villains like Palpatine and Vader, I liked them as villains. I thought they were very good as villains. So I don't think I would add them in to the list. But you know how I feel about ones that I don't agree should be in there and ones that I do. Let me know if you think anyone should be added to this list or if anyone should be taken away as well. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one.